You know, once you go jelly donuts, once you go full glaze, you know what I'm saying? Like
once you go glaze.
Yeah, once you go glaze, you're gonna have some great days. Like something in there.
Okay.
You should do food products. You should do with chocolate on the side, makes everything ride. Like something just something smooth.
Twitty in the city.
Aloha.
Back like we never left. For some of you, this could be the first time. It's Twitty in the city. I am Twitty. That is THC, the Hawaiian comedian. Appreciate you guys. If you're just hit next. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. What do we officially say, THC? We want to try to get 6 or 625 in subscribers for this month.
At least six. At least six.
I want
to get to at least 6.
I'll go in the
You
middle.
said 625.
I said 625. We'll go soft 600. Really want to hit 625. Hit the like, hit the subscribe.
If you see,
and we're close, man. We're so close. We were in the 500 club technically last month.
Yeah.
So
let's
like
get
mid
up
last month. So now let's go. I like how you're doing it. You want to do 100 a month. I see. That's why you're the math guy.
Yeah, it just works. You know what? Before we even get started today, I got to tell you, man, we're going to have to start collaborating on what we're going to wear during the show.
Why? Because we're both wearing a polo?
I'm going to tell you something. Let me ask you something. Does this shirt make me look like I changed your oil?
Yes.
It does, doesn't it? I know. I mean, it looks like we boat fishermen, salesmen or something. Like if you look at you look like the salesman if we about to go sail the boat and then you bring them to my desk so I can close the deal on how much they paying.
You know, I don't like the fact I'm looking at the camera, but I'm looking at our screen and I can see us. I look
like the dude that you brought in.
Sales dog.
I do. I look like the guy that's got to close the deal. I got to be the guy that delivered the bad news while you walk around like, what? He didn't want to do that deal?
Oh my gosh, man, that is terrible.
Look at us, man. You look like you sell Ferraris.
I do. That shirt is
Yeah, this looks like I changed your oil at Valvoline or someplace. This looks like something you pull in and I'm going, hey, you want a laptop and a cup of coffee?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What? You know what's funny too? I saw the polo on you. And I didn't even say it looks like something. I just said that polo is different on you.
Yeah.
And
as soon as I sat down, I was like, man.
You just need that name tag.
I'm about to give you that $19.99 deal.
Changed the oil, and while I was underneath there, I realized your hubcap
but only for $5.20 and below.
Yo, you know what I'm gonna do now too? When I'm starting to go to mechanic shops, do all of them wear? I feel like all of them are in black or dark blue.
They like that. Yeah, it just keeps the stains, I guess, so that you can't see like oil spots and stuff.
It looks.
Yep.
Yours looks like you look like the executive mechanic, where that gray gives you the stripes of like you might also be out in the sales floor.
I'm gonna tell you, if anybody recognizes me from any dry bar video comedy specials, if you look, this is the shirt I'm wearing in that video. Yeah,
dog, that polo looks like he fixes the car, but every now and then, because I'm out somewhere, you can step in and do the sales job a little bit.
Yeah,
that's that.
Like they look like you just walked in and you was like, hey, these people are trying to put $1,000 down, and I'm like, here, have a seat at my desk. Thanks, Twitty. I'm glad you brought him in.
I didn't realize
that shirt's looking great on you.
Oh, I didn't realize we look like that, man.
Yep, that's what we look like. We either selling cars or we selling campers.
Gosh, I wish I could just pause this podcast and go change, because I really don't.
We riding this. No, we riding this. We riding this now. I'm giving oil changes and you selling Ferraris.
Oh man. Well, that's the show. Without even knowing it on accident, we decided we're going to be car salesmen and a mechanic. But so transitioning from sales to content, I guess.
Okay. Tell me.
Freaking A. I can't look at you.
I'm sorry. I just could not even. That's what I'm saying is I wanted to get it out the way before we even started, because I knew you was going to have a hard time looking at me for only thinking $19.99.
Well, and I also think I thought I looked good, like just regular.
No, you do look good. That's why I said Ferraris. I didn't say you were selling Hyundais. I said you was selling boats and Ferraris. That's what I said. Like, that's where I would put you. I wouldn't be having you out there selling. And I'm not saying anything to any Hyundai dealers. Don't get mad at me.
They actually do look better than us.
I didn't say that. Well, you
hey,
can do
that
that at
Twitty
Twitty
in the City podcast. You know that shirt he got? Go get that for us. But no, man. I think I'm going to stump you.
You're going to stump me?
But I don't know every culture and every race.
Okay. But me neither. I don't either.
But I feel like you've been around longer, and maybe this is a phrase that I just don't know for another culture.
Go ahead.
You ready for this?
Go.
Can you tell me if there is any other race or any other culture that has a phrase for black people?
What do you mean?
So, you know the phrase, once you go black, you don't go back.
Okay. Black don't crack.
Right. Is there a phrase for other races? Because I don't know them. Like, is there like once you go white, everything is gonna be all right?
No.
Like you don't like that. You don't hear no other phrase.
No.
And this podcast might be short because I don't know. By the way, I don't want this to be short. Get in the comments if there is, because I have never heard.
Me neither. I haven't heard of another one.
White, Hispanic, Polynesian. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If it's like if it ain't Hawaiian, you ain't trying.
Right?
I don't know.
There could be some dope ones.
There's been some like the flying Hawaiian. Like there's a guy that you did the X Games on the bikes, and they call him the flying Hawaiian. But no, I haven't heard of any of them.
I asked my wife, I asked my friends, I asked other cultures, and it's like I don't know one.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, black don't crack, and if once you go black, you don't go back. And you can't even say it for the reverse way. Like if it's a white guy or a white woman, you can't be like, oh, once you go white.
If you do, it just seems like you're just trying to copy and substitute something for what already exists. Right.
Like I feel like once you go black, you don't go back, just like rolled naturally. It wasn't like a bunch of black people were like, we got to figure something out.
I bet you there's something out there, and I bet you there's something, and it probably might be phrases from like that were handed down to kids growing up. Right. You know, I'm going to tell you this because I'm your mom, I'm your dad, or I'm your uncle, and I'm your auntie, and I'm going to say this. But I don't,
Although the one you said about Hawaiian, you ain't trying, and I feel like my once you go white, it's all right was pretty good.
I mean, most of the culture, like we know things that when we don't listen, we are told them in Hawaiian.
Gotcha.
Like we have things that are said to us. Like if we're not listening, we're told pepi akuli, which means your ear is. It means stink ear. So it means your ear ain't listening. Your ear ain't doing what it's supposed to.
Gotcha. That's the what my grandma used to say. If you wasn't listening. Oh, the phrase in one ear, out the other.
Yes.
Is the Polynesian.
Which it goes back to the happy faces behind my ear.
Right, because your mom.
Pepi Akuli was something I picked up since I was 2 years old. I've heard that my whole life. So your mom would
say that while pinching your ear.
Oh, she would say that by the time she was grabbing for my ear. She'd be like, Pepi Akuli, come here. And pull me up off the ground.
So she was calling you stink ear.
Yeah, because I wasn't listening. I wasn't doing what she was telling me to do. I was doing what I thought I could do on my own.
What's the other one? I guess that's not a phrase. That's more of a, what would you call that? Superstition. That's a totally different subject. I'm not going to get on. I was going to say the phrase, if you sneeze multiple times, somebody's talking about you.
See,
but
I heard
that's not related to a culture. That's just a saying.
I heard it if it's a ringing in your ear. If you hear a ringing in your right ear, that means somebody is saying something good about you. And if you hear a ringing in your left ear, somebody saying something bad about you. And they said if your left ear rings, you're supposed to bite your tongue.
I never heard that one.
Oh,
I've always done if you sneeze or if your nose is itching, somebody's talking bad about you. I've never heard the left ear, right ear.
That wasn't my nose been itching and I've been sneezing. Man, yeah, is that why 3 sneezes in a row makes you like something else? They say if you sneeze 3 times in a row, you like a demon or something. I'm like, I don't know about a demon, but I've heard it just if you sneeze 3 times in a row, it's like, I will tell you this. My mom told me if your left ear is ringing, that means somebody's talking shit about you right now. Like in the middle, that's when your ears is like, and it's only in that one ear. If it's in your left ear and you start hearing it, you're supposed to bite your tongue. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Comedians, they love to talk about other comedians, things like that. Stuff gets around. My left ear was blowing up. I started biting the hell out of my tongue.
Because it's bad.
Yes.
Right ear is good, which makes sense.
I came into contact with a comedian that night that was opening. I think he was doing a guest spot in my show, whose tongue he had bit. He had bit his own tongue. And he was talking about it. He was like, yeah, man, it was today. It was earlier today. And I was sitting there like, what? And he was like, yeah, I just bit my tongue out of nowhere. And I was like, what was you saying?
Oh, you biting your tongue is supposed to stop? That's weird.
Yeah.
That's, gotcha. That makes sense now.
And he got back to me like, yeah, I bit my tongue today. And I was like, ooh, why did you bite your tongue? What time did you bite your tongue today? And he told me it was around the same time that I bit mine. And I was like, you must have, and all I said was, well, you must have been saying something about somebody and you just accidentally bit your tongue in the middle of it, huh? I went back to my mom. I gave my mom a little dap. I was like, that works. I'm doing that every time my ears ring. Just bite my, yeah. Because you never know. You might have somebody walk up and be like, man, I bit my tongue today. Then you just look at them. Well, what was you saying today?
Just so happened you ran into me, huh?
I hope everybody out there watching this just start biting their tongues when they hear they left ear ring.
I feel like a lot of people don't, again, just speculating. I didn't know it. That don't mean everybody is like me. I feel like you just put a lot of people on with the ears ringing.
Oh, yeah.
If THC did or didn't, I'm asking you to fill these comments up today. I know, I'm sorry.
I know there's somebody out there that's
Let
like,
us know if you ever heard that one, because I honestly have never heard that one. I've heard the step on the crack, make your mama's back, the nose. I've heard the whole if you drop salt throwing on the shoulder.
Yep. Or somebody you can have unexpected company coming over. Yeah.
I've never heard about ears ringing. So, and if you got any other ones, phrases, because right now we just specified there ain't no others like. Once you go black, you don't know.
No, not as far as like ethnicity. Like I haven't really heard any of them, except for like just little sayings like that.
I'm just very bummed. I feel like there should somebody, without forcing it, should just start working that in. Like
I think somebody just quit because they just didn't want to sound like they was copying. I think they was just like, you know what, this ain't gonna be original if we come up with something. It's not gonna sound original. Like it was original from the beginning. So like just for us to say something or for anybody to say something that almost sounds like that,
you're gonna feel like you following in those.
Yeah, it's gonna sound like a remix.
You got to come up with a totally different genre.
Yeah.
So it's almost if you say once you go black, you don't go back. Then you got to just think of you got to hit a different. Okay, so I got it.
Okay.
Once you go black, you don't go back. That's related to the race. You could maybe for another culture, somebody could do a phrase on height. Once you go tall, something. Once you go short.
Once you go tall, what's going to rhyme with tall?
That part I don't know.
That's the part that's important right there. You didn't start as a premise. You didn't tell me how that's going to end. Once you go tall.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Something is small.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't want to finish because I couldn't think of nothing. But that's where you got to go.
That leaves too much open.
That's the point.
That's a lot open.
But once
you go tall, so we're going to ask people. You come up with a different one. Once you go tall, blank.
Once you go small, no, because you can't. You got to pick one. Because we just said once you go black, you don't go back. You can't do once you go white. Once you go tall, what's another thing people like? People like interracial relationships. They like somebody that's tall. They like somebody. Ooh, you could go with eyes. Once you go
brown eye, green eye,
yeah,
blue eye,
hair. You could pick hair. Like once you go blonde or once you go red.
You should go.
Body type? No.
Once
you go skinny, there won't be many.
We should do it with different food groups. You know, once you go jelly donuts, once you go full glaze. You know what I'm saying? Like
once you go glaze.
Yeah, once you go glaze, you're gonna have some great days. Like something in there.
Okay.
We should do food products. You should do with chocolate on the side. Makes everything ride. Like something just something smooth.
Yo, anybody with food businesses, you're the Hawaiian comedian, or THC for sure, or Twitty in the City. Put us on. I just want 2%. This is going to be successful. I like this. I like that.
Food. We can do food. We can do clothes. We can do shoes.
We could do vehicles. Like style, SUV,
vehicles.
Truck, car.
There's a lot of people out there that are dedicated to their vehicles.
Yeah.
There's Ford. Oh, yeah.
Nah, but I feel like brands already got their phrases. They just don't have it. They don't have a catchy jingle.
Usually their phrases are making fun of other people's phrases.
True.
Like Ford and Chevy used to go back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
I've heard so many Ford ones. It's crazy. Fixed or repaired daily, found on road dead. Oh, yeah.
I ain't never heard that one.
Dude, there's a bunch of them, man. Freaking old rebuilt Dodge.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
I should ask my uncles. They used to work at the Ford plant.
The number one thing my dad used to say about Fords, my dad used to be like, yeah, Ford figured out the problem. They circled it.
That's messed up.
Yeah, there you go. They go hard.
Ford circled
they go hard. Yeah. My dad used to tell me that people who drove Dodges were people that didn't want to get caught in the argument between Ford and Chevy. He said that's the only reason why they bought Mopar. They bought Mopar because they didn't want to get in the whole.
I mean, if you're talking about timeline, it would make sense.
Yeah,
because back then he was either Ford or Chevy. And somebody was like, if somebody was to ask me, what am I? I'm just gonna be that one. They're like, you don't need to be in the conversation.
Exactly.
That's like avoiding that question. It's like, you like this, yes or no? It depends. I'll get out of my face. You ain't going to be in this conversation. It's like, okay, good, because I didn't want to. Okay. Brands.
Oh, brands, definitely. You can
Set
go.
food. Ooh, you could do seasons, like summer, spring, winter, fall. But I feel like that's already out, like April shower. No, that's not for that. Or would that be for that? April showers bring May flowers.
Yeah.
Is that considered for seasons?
Yeah, of course, because that's springtime.
So can't do that one. They've already done it.
No.
So that one's out. Get in the comments too, by the way. We're going to read these and have a follow-up because I feel like we are on to something. And again, back to the original. If you happen to know another phrase and once you go back,
put them in the comments, please.
Because I realized that I forgot who asked me. One of my friends did. And he was like, you ever notice there ain't no phrase other than just once you go black, you don't go back? And I was like, no.
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing.
And he was like, you should ask your co-host. He was like, he's Polynesian. They probably got. I was like, I'll ask.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But most of ours are all in different languages.
And it's more about you not being something good.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's funny.
And it's what's not funny is trying to explain it to your friends later on when they heard you got, pretty much yelled at in a different language.
Yeah, but
they ain't got no reason, nothing to hear it.
Oh no.
I used to tell my kids, I've had my kids' friends say it too. They're like, what did your dad just say? Because I look at them and be like, hey, as soon as you guys pow, you guys, I need you guys to go right straight over there and and then go momoy. And all my kids sat there and they was like, yep, no problem. And like their friends would be like, what did your dad just say? And he said, first, if we're pow with our cow, which means pow means finished, P-A-U, pow, that means finished. He goes, when you're done with your food, I need you to go and ow, which means take a shower, and then go momoy, which means go right to bed. When you pow, go ow, and go momoy.
See, and when I heard momoy, I was like, is he asking to cut? That's why as a friend, I'd be like,
you cut the yard while you sleeping?
We're like, bro, it's 9:00. You got to cut the grass. But like, no, I got to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like most of the stuff that we knew when we was in trouble, or we were being told to do something.
Yeah.
But we didn't have, I wish we had something like that. If it ain't Hawaiian, you ain't trying.
Bro, that
should be one right there.
You need to go ask the family. I bet there is one. Not only is there one, I bet there's one in your language that is probably so badass.
Like, what's funny is like the hang loose.
Yeah.
And then they have like the sign. Like,
right.
We don't say hang loose.
No, because you told me this.
Yeah.
What do you say?
It's shaka.
Yes.
And you say shaka bra.
Yes.
And you show the shaka symbol. Even if you ask any local Hawaiian, you say, hey, give me the shaka. All of them would bow, 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 bow. But if you go, hey, let me see you hang loose. Yeah, they'll turn around like, oh, what this guy said? And then you go, hey, show him the shaka. Oh, shaka. Oh, yeah, shaka. Everybody will know.
I remember you telling me that.
And it's funny. And it's like how they call them flip-flops. Like we call them slipper. S-L-I-P-P-A. Slipper.
But it doesn't have... So does a slipper have the thong in it between the toe?
We don't. It's a slipper regardless. It don't matter.
Because it doesn't have
we don't call them thongs. We don't call them flip-flops. We call them slipper. Slipper, period.
And that is...
If you walk in, you're like, hey, where's my flip-flops at? Like, every single local person gonna look at you like, what did he just say?
So a slipper is from our terms, a slipper means all of these. Slides, sandal, flip-flops.
Not slides.
Not slides.
Only if it goes in between the toe.
Only if it goes in between the toe.
That's the slipper.
What about ones that don't go in between the toe?
Then there's slides.
I mean, that freaking makes sense.
It's just a slide because you're missing that spot where the toe stops.
Got it. Okay.
Let me tell you something. I knew cousins. My cousins could run 30 miles an hour in some slippers. Never knew how they could do it.
That's impressive.
To put on slippers and try to run in at full speed? No, that's not happening. I used to have to take my slippers off every single time to go run. I'd have them in my hands. I don't know if anybody out there used to take their slippers and put them in between where the toe thing would go, in between your finger, so you can hold your slippers in your hand as you running away from the dog that's chasing you. Oh, yeah.
Dog, that...
That's 100%.
Oh, that's the vision I would pay to see.
How many people have you seen run with slides on away from a dog? And you just like, nope, he gonna eat it in like 30 seconds.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the vision I want to see is the fact your cousins that were successful. Because that means
successful.
You are moving.
Bruh, I watch big Polynesians play football in slippers. Like wearing slippers and they wearing pads and being out on the practice field in their slippers protecting the line. And you ain't moving none of these dudes. And they all in slipper. Oh, cuz got my slipper on. Like, oh, do ya? Do ya? And then that make me look even worse. I can't even move you and you got on slippers. I can't
just
even get past it.
laughing.
He's just laughing. Oh, cuz I never even work out. Like, damn, really? You just this big all the time? Yes.
Dog.
All my cousins was like, I was the smallest cousin coming over there. Every time I'd walk over there, I'd like, look at all my
What's the
cousins.
secret? Do you curl the toes or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
don't know if
running
you
in
can.
them, you gotta curl. Because to me, if you don't
And
curl the
now,
toe,
what do you mean? Do you mean scoot your feet all the way up and try to curl under?
Yes.
You can't do that because then you're going to rub your knuckles on the asphalt or on the street.
But if you're too far back, the
You
front
gotta
is
learn.
gonna catch.
You got to learn how to run in slippers and make your heels touch first.
You can't.
Yes, you can. I've seen it.
Dog, that math
I mean,
don't math.
it looks funny as hell, but no, it's like you on straight. You can't do toes. You can't do toes in slippers.
So you just healing to half the foot, and you just because you gotta get some
Yes.
flat.
Yes.
But you're not doing this,
And you're not just on your toes running.
You're doing that.
Yeah. And if you are on your toes, then you are a master of the slipper.
Then
You are a master.
that's what I thought they was doing, which I was like is impressive.
Yeah. And don't call them flip flops.
Slipper. But if it doesn't have the toe, it's a slide.
It's a slide.
But slipper.
Slipper.
S-L-I.
But then there might be some older like Hawaiians that might see the slide and still call it a slipper. Just put your slipper on. Just put it on. It's a slide. I don't care what they call it. Just put them on. That's what my auntie would say. I don't care what they call it.
I don't care what you call it.
Just put them on so you know, book your feet.
Oh, man. All right. I asked for a lot. Let's go. Don't forget, get in the comments if you have
please
another
get in the
phrase for once you go black, you don't go back. And then also start adding for if you're tall, hair color, eye color, and then we're going food.
Your choice.
Your choice. Or if you're that good at writing, do all three.
Do all three. Yeah.
Do all three. We're going to go back to these comments. I think there's going to be some good ones in there. We're going to be like, how did we not think of that? Your homework assignment, you need to go hit up the family.
If it ain't Hawaiian, you ain't trying.
And see if there is a phrase, maybe just in the Polynesian language.
Maybe. There has to be. There has to be. You can't have that much culture in any type of ethnicity. You can't have that much culture and not have the phrases or the niches or the stuff that came up through the society of that culture. There's no way.
I'm calling it. There is one.
I'm gonna find one. I'm guaranteeing like my cousins that are from Hawaii, they're probably blowing up the comments right now. Oh guys, remember this one? Oh guys, remember this one? Remember Auntie used to always say this.
Yep.
Like, yep.
Okay. That's his homework assignment. There's yours. Again, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're trying to get to 600.
Let's try. Come on.
My goal is 625, but I will be happy with 600 by the end of this month. I'm Twitty. That's THC. Till next time.